Good morning and welcome to Cindy's Kitchen. We are so glad that you are here. Happy Thursday. And if it's not morning where you are, happy afternoon, happy evening, whatever it is. All right, well, let's get started. Are we ready? So, what's cooking in Cindy's Kitchen today? Today we're making my favorite cranberry sauce, an Amaretto orange cranberry sauce, homemade, not out of the can. And we're making a sweet potato casserole because we're trying to do all those recipes right before the holidays, but maybe tone it down just a little bit. Rinse them off and make sure there's no stems or little pieces in there. It's kind of like when you're making pinto beans. Yes, with fresh cranberries, right? So every now and then you might find a stem or something in there, which is a good reason to rinse and kind of look at them. Good morning, Debbie. Now, before we get started, I have to ask, although my mom's on, so I know her answer. Is your favorite fresh cranberry sauce, like we're gonna make, or something like what we're gonna make, or do you prefer the jelly, if you will, straight out of the can with the indentations all on there? So all you have to do is slice it off. So everybody tell me, what's your favorite? Can or fresh? Let me know. Pardon me. Don't know what the deal is. All right, so, good morning, Joanne. Good to see you. All right, so we're starting with 12 ounces of fresh cranberries. Easy to find right now. Okay, when you say fresh, not that crummy stuff. No fresh or no fresh? There's no comment. No fresh. No fresh, or no fresh. Fresh, but I like the canned one too. Fresh, fresh, fresh. There's a lot of you fresh people out there. Naughty, you fresh people, you. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna put all my ingredients in this saucepan, and then I'm gonna put it on to cook, so it's kind of cooking while we do this. Both, okay. Canned whole berries. Okay, see, Eileen, I knew you had to do both. Both. Amaretto. I know, Lori, right? Okay, so 12-ounce package. Obviously, if you're making for more, you can do 2 packages or whatever. The nice thing is cranberries freeze well, so you could actually buy 2 packages, when they're available, and then freeze one, and you can make it later. All right, so let's put all of our ingredients in here. We're gonna start with cranberries, and then we're gonna add 1.5 cups of sugar, just plain granulated sugar. Our friend Anne, who is in the UK, would call this castor sugar, right? All right. Good morning, Irene. Good to see you. All right, so we put our sugar in here, and you're gonna say, oh my, very, very sweet. It is, but that being said, cranberries are very, very tart, right? Good morning, Kim. Good to see you. All right, so now we're gonna need, I'm gonna go ahead and put in 1/4 cup of water, just 1/4 cup. I know, right? Really? And then we're gonna, let's go ahead and put the Amaretto in. This is the brand I'm using. I'm sure there are other brands of Amaretto, but I do know that every time I go, this is what I buy, so. So I'm gonna put in 3 tablespoons, although this is almost empty. So, all right, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. Oh, you know what? Let's just do 4. 4. Well, there's enough for some kind of drink. I don't know what that would be, but certainly we could do something with that. Have you tried it with Splenda or stevia? Well... Oh, Joanne's already got 2 bags in the freezer. I've tried the sweeteners, and I'm just not a sweetener kind of person. Oh, you've never tried cranberry sauce. Oh, and I encourage. All right, so now we have all of our ingredients in here except for oranges. Now, I've got 2 oranges. The first thing I'm gonna do is grate. Now, the recipe that I use calls for, oh, goodness, 2 tablespoons of orange rind, okay? Now, when you're grating, so this is just my grate, right? When you're grating an orange, make sure you don't use the sticker. We don't want grated sticker, do we? You like cranberry cookies? Oh, 2 tablespoons takes quite a bit, right? So you think, oh, it's just an orange. No, usually for 2 tablespoons, it takes me 2 oranges, and that's why I have 2 out, okay? So I'm just gonna go all the way around the orange. Yes, today is not my greatest day. Yesterday, I was at the hospital's infusion center because, you know, most of you know I have psoriatic arthritis. And so every 6 to 8 weeks, I have to go to the hospital and get these infusions that take 3 or 4 hours. And so I got there at 9 yesterday, and I left about 1, about that. And of course, then that means I'm in bed the whole rest of the day. So, you know, that day is just icky. So I didn't get to teach my Bible study last night, which made me sad because I miss those folks too. All right, so that's all of that. Look, see all that on there? All right, so let me scoop. Scoopy, scoopy, gross, gross. Jessica doesn't like it when I say icky or gross. And yet, I just did it. Okay, the other one. Hey, Lydia, good morning. Oh, Julie is at our church fluffing wreaths. Well, that's awesome. Julie is such a wonderful servant. I mean, she truly is. She's always volunteering to do at the food pantry. I got to take the sticker off because I don't want to have sticker in there. She's always volunteering at the church to answer the phones or to help decorate. She does the food pantry. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady. Yeah, no, yesterday was no fun. And so that means today is a little icky, nowhere near as bad as yesterday. I'm like, oh, yesterday is bad. Okay. Oh, my hands are hurting already. I should have done this ahead of time or had somebody else do it, right? Oh, I do have news. I'm trying to feel better. We will not be having a show on Saturday. And we won't be having our normal show on Saturday because tonight or tomorrow I'm leaving to drive to Sherman, Texas to go pick up my baby from college because she'll be on Thanksgiving break. And now she won't go back. Austin College is having okay, that's enough of that. They're having all the kids come home for Thanksgiving and then do the rest of their semester and finals online. So I don't know how all the other colleges are doing it, but there you go. Okay, I have stuff everywhere. You wouldn't think that orange rind would be so gucky, but gucky it is. All right. I know, I'm so excited that my baby will be home. I think that's one of the things I miss the most is hugs from her. I miss her hugs. She's a good hugger. Okay, now we have our orange peel in there. Now the next thing we're gonna need is some orange juice. Now you guys know this and you've seen a bazillion cooking shows. Everybody knows. If you wanna get the juice out of any kind of citrus, whether that be an orange, a lemon, a lime, even a grapefruit, you give them a roll, right? You can also stick them in the microwave for a little bit. That helps juice them a little bit. Then once you give them a roll, I'm just gonna cut these in half. So there you go, see? And then I'm gonna juice, okay? My juicer, pretty pattern, isn't it? All right. Obviously, if you don't have a juicer, you could squeeze. You could just squeeze. That's wholly up to you. Just, you know. You make cranberry chocolate chip scones, and they have orange peel too. Lori, you know, and the other thing I will tell you, orange goes really, I know you were talking about cranberries, but orange goes really good with chocolate. So if you're ever looking, you know, like when I make brownies, I always add instant coffee because I think the coffee, oh, you just got your juicer. Awesome, Janet. What was I saying? Oh, the coffee, it doesn't taste like coffee because you don't put that much in there, but it really makes It enhances the chocolate flavor. And then what I think flavors that go so well together, orange and chocolate, they just, to me, they complement one another. It's that, the citrusy, it just brightens up the chocolate. Anyway, for me. And okay, so let's ask. Several of you said you like the fresh cranberry sauce the best. Several of you said the cans. My mother did not chirp in because I know what her answer is. She likes the can. And even when I make this homemade, she brings her own can if I don't get it. A chocolate orange brownie recipe. Doesn't have, well, I don't know that I would add the coffee with the orange. I just add the coffee when I'm just making plain brownies. Okay, there we go. Look at that, nothing left in there. That's the sign of a good juicer. All right, let me see how much I have, although I do like that there's a little porry spout. All right, let's see how much we have. There we go, 2/3 of a cup. Ha, that's exactly how much I needed. 2/3 of a cup. So about unless you're using orange juice, and if you're using like a container of orange juice, then you're not gonna have your orange peel. So I wanted to do it this way so you could kind of see 2 large oranges. Okay, in we go. Oh, look at that. Yum. So much better. All right, I'm gonna give this a little stir. Let's use the spurtle, shall we? Let's use the spurtle. Oh, you've not had cranberry in any form. Well, all right, so as you can see, I'm gonna tilt it so you can see me stir. There we go. Now I'm gonna put this on kind of a medium to low heat and let it simmer. Maybe a medium to high heat, because we want you to be able to see it. Okay, setting this over here. Now I'm gonna need my butter. Okay. Now, I wouldn't cook it with the lid on, but I put the lid on and kind of tilted it, because what's gonna happen is, not always, but sometimes what's gonna happen is those cranberries, when they get in contact with heat, they're gonna burst, right? They're gonna go boop. And so I don't want boop, boop, boop all over. You have to get a Terry's chocolate orange in your Christmas stocking. The dark chocolate one is divine. You know what? We like those. I don't know if it's Terry's brand, but it's the chocolate thing that it looks like an orange, and then those are awesome. Okay, so let me get some of this out of my way, and here we go. Okay, now, while that's cooking, I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees because we're gonna do our sweet potato casserole. Oh, Jenny, it's okay. You just missed the cranberry sauce. We added all the ingredients to the cranberry sauce, and it's on the stovetop. Terry's is the best. Oh, okay. I wanted to show you something because I'm forever pulling, every now and then when I use a spice, I do one of these things, right? And nobody's asked yet why I have it, but so I thought I'd show you my little spinny wheel. So this goes in my cabinet, right? And it spins, so then I can get more stuff in there. Isn't that cool? Now I've had it for years. It's called Kitchen Art. So they may not even make these anymore. I have 2. So this one is mostly sweet stuff. The other one is mostly savory. Just depends. But anyway, I thought you would find that was cool. All right. No, I don't know if I need this or not. I may. All right, so let us start. This is what I'm gonna use. And you're gonna ask me how big it is. And it is, let's see. This is 8.5 by 5.5. 8.5 by 5.5, about that. And I'm gonna use this one because I think it's pretty. Do they stack? I think you can make them stack, but then you'd have to take the little handle off of it. So, I don't know. It's been years since I bought it. Anyhow, so I'm using this size because I'm cutting down the recipe way down, like way down. So normally, and I'm gonna give it a spray. Normally when we make sweet potato casserole, it's a big thing, right? Because you're feeding a big group. But this year, it's got, my husband posted, you know, my husband is the director of an ICU here in Houston. And good morning, Melissa. And so he posted on his Facebook page yesterday a Zoom because we're Zooming for Thanksgiving, my sister and my mom and I. A Zoom Thanksgiving is better than an ICU Christmas. Ha, ha, right? So there you go. So we're Zooming for Thanksgiving. So it'll just be the 4 of us here. And so really, that's enough for us, for 4. Now, that being said, I am using a 29-ounce can of sweet potatoes. This is now this particular brand may not be available where you live. It's called Sugary Sam. And oh, this is my favorite, my fave, okay? That being said, I have this big can. See, it says yams, right? But then it says, see, now this is the thing that'll get you. It says cut yams. But then under here, sweet potatoes in syrup. So what is it? Is it a yam or is it a sweet potato? Sweet potato, yam. Sweet potato, yam. A little, right? This one just says, no, this one too. This one says sweet potatoes, and then it says yams in syrup. Huh. Yams and sweet potatoes are 2 totally different things. Oh, Victoria, good to see you. Good to see you, Vicky. I hadn't seen you in quite a while. They are not the same thing. Yet, we kind of use the terms interchangeably. And so, are these sweet potatoes in here or are these yams? And my answer is they're yams. And partially, I don't know why we need to do it both, because they're different things. But there you go. All right, so I drained it. So if you're making it for more, you can use the bigger one. This is 40 ounces. You could use a bigger one and use the same ingredients and it'll be fine. I mean, it's not that big of a difference, okay? But I'm gonna use the smaller one because there's less of us. Get out your bob, your big old bowl. Get out your bob. I have drained our sweet potatoes, yams, and syrup. So the syrup went bye-bye, okay? Out, out, spot. Okay, as Shakespeare would say. I'm gonna go ahead and give these a little smash. You certainly could buy sweet potatoes, peel them, dice them, boil them, drain them, and then do this, okay? Hey, Sandra, good to see you. And so if that's the case, that's fine too. I will tell you that I don't know if it's any cheaper to buy this versus to buying the ones in the produce section. And it certainly is a lot more steps. So, that being said, okay, there you go, smashed. Now, to this, we're gonna add a few things. We are gonna add, let me switch we're gonna add an egg. If you are new on Cindy's Kitchen and you've never told us where you're from, say hello, tell us you're new, and tell us what state and or country you're from. Okay, 1 egg in the bowl, we go. Okay? I used my spurtle, so I'm gonna use my Danish batter whisk for this, all right? I'm just gonna beat that little egg just so we don't have any clumpy things, right? Now we're gonna need 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Let me do this. Ooh, yeah. Those of you who know I love my Polish pottery, this is, who is this? This is Galia. This is from the Galia factory in Bolesławia, Poland. And I love these, but I have these little wine corks on them, so I know what's in every one of them. All right, 1/2 cup. So let me go down into the bottom. It's almost time for me to refill my canister. Now this is light brown sugar. You can use light brown or dark brown. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure when you're using brown sugar measurement that you pack. Okay, you pack it down in there, all right? There we go. Although so sticky, isn't it? Where do I find all these tools? Well, the spice rack that I showed you, like I said, I've had it for years. And I want to say I got it on Amazon. The Danish batter whisk, one of our community family, Joanne, bought one and got one for me and sent it to me. And since then, I think a lot of us have them now. So, you know, just wherever you find it. Okay. So again, light or dark, doesn't matter. Oh, okay. And then we're going to put in 4 tablespoons of melted butter. You're going to ask me, does it have to be salted butter or unsalted butter? And I'm going to tell you it doesn't really make a difference for this particular recipe. Normally, when you're cooking a savory dish, you would use salted butter, and when you're cooking a sweet dish, you would use unsalted butter. But in this particular one, it doesn't really matter. I am going to put a pinch of salt in here, just a little bit, because you know, oh, you're on order for the whisk. All right, now we're going to need some cinnamon. And I know I showed you my cool little turny thing, but whoops. I had that lid on over here, so we wouldn't, let me move this a second, so we wouldn't have anything, and then because I had the lid on, it almost overflowed. Look at that. Oh, I wish you could smell, oh, I got little orange things up here now. I wish you could smell how lovely that is. Oh, see, they're starting to burst. You can kind of see how they're starting to fall apart. Yum. Okay, just because I don't want anything, I'm gonna wipe the sides off because we had a little overage, a little spillage, and I don't want any spillage on there. Okay, although I already made a big fat mess. Here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move this. There we go. Because I made a big mess.